Welcome to another Empires and Puzzles Books strategy video. Today I want to give out one tip on how to use Judo to fight Frigg and Odin. We see a lot of Frigg and Odin combinations. Truth be told, generally when I fight them, I'm still just going full mono and doing what I do with my mono teams and negotiating boards to improve position so that I can maximize my elemental color, and then doing what I can to destroy people with tiles and specials as quickly as possible. But putting that aside, these two are a pesc, and we are seeing them together. And part of what I like about them, and I'm using them, frankly, on my defense team too, is there's this new psychological aspect to some of the heroes that are coming out. We are now forced to pay attention to the tiles on the board. And when Frigg and Odin are there, there's this anxiety about trying to get rid of either the nature and or holy tiles. It's akin to me of getting a curse in the ninja tower. Like, there's this thing on the screen that's now a distraction, and you got to figure out how to get rid of it or deal with it, or just destroy the enemy before it goes off. So I like that aspect, but that combination of the two, with their power to hit everybody and Frigg's defense down, is pretty fatal and pretty dangerous. So I want to give one example of something that I've been using from time to time that has been able to assist me in improving my record against these two in particular, but really against any hero that hits all. And that's using Judo. Now, I'm probably the last person that should be talking about martial arts or Judo because I know very little about it. But I am familiar with the general concept in Judo of using the momentum of the attacker against them. So if you have somebody coming at you like Odin or Frigg, and they have this enormous amount of power that can rain down on your entire team, what can we do to use that momentum against them? And my answer to that is 4-star Ice Hero Boral, which works out well because he's an Ice Hero, and they tend to be divided by a fire tank, so I'm probably stacking mono ice anyway. No, what I'm going to talk about with Boral would probably work just as well with Cyprian or even 5-star Elena if you have either of them, or even the new costume Obakan. And that's the ability to reflect damage back. What makes this powerful against these hit-all heroes like Frigg and Odin is that they do a pretty good amount of damage to every hero. But when we reflect it back, all three of our heroes are reflecting it back to them. So they're doing one hit to 5 heroes. We're doing 3 hits back of their own power, actually greater than, as regular Boral, is reflecting at 125%. So 3 of their own hits coming right back at them can be pretty fatal. So let me show you the very first time I used this technique. I actually used it on my 5th or 6th war flag in a live war. This is a top 50 alliance war battle. This was actually my previous alliance, or my last war with them against Batman Returns, who I am now currently a member of. So my apologies to my alliance mate here that I'm going to show a win against them. But let me show you this first video, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. All right, enough of me chatting. Let's look at the video.
All right, so I've always wanted to try this, and this is as good a time as any, and that's using Boral against a team that has a lot of these hit-all heroes like Frigg, Odin, and Vanda. I'm hoping that if I can get Boral matted up quickly enough, he does have the level 30 mana troop, that the reflect from the 3 of them, Kirill, Boral, and Finley, will be enough to devastate these hit-all heroes. We'll see how this goes. Let's hope for some ice tiles to get this board going. All right. Look at that. Wow. Christmas came early. So I want to see if I can set off Odin. All right, so he's definitely going to go, and we'll get Frigg to go. That wiped her out on the reflect. And there goes Odin. That was a thing of beauty. Oh, that was quite enjoyable. And we still have the reflect, so Jabberwock would actually hit Kirill, but I don't think... Well, he's already set to go off. Let's see if I can get some ice tiles under him just in case. And he'll reflect on at least one half of that. Well, that was fun.
So for this attack to work, there's a race that happens. And that's the race of number of moves versus the number of tiles. So as fast heroes, both Frigg and Odin are fast, which is part of what makes them very dangerous. They will hit full mana in exactly 10 moves if no tiles hit them. That is with no mana with no mana troops being added. Now, presumably most defense teams are going to have some level of mana troops, and pretty much any level of mana troops, it's going to change that 10 move down to 9 moves. So they'll hit full charge, ready to fire in 9 moves if we can negotiate those 9 moves without any tiles hitting them. Any tiles hitting them will make their mana jump up much faster. So if we avoid tiles, we have probably a 9 move window. Now, Boral is an average hero, which means he needs 10 tiles to get to full mana. So can we get 10 tiles inside of 9 moves? Now, if you do have a level 23 mana troop on Boral, that drops it down to 9 tiles, so you just need to make 3 matches. But that's sort of the gamble we're playing. It's sort of what we're going for. And I guess theoretically you could double up Cyprian and Boral or Alina for either of those two and kind of double your chances if you're splitting up your attack colors. I'm not a fan of using these repost heroes on attack, but they definitely have been fun in this particular situation with this particular meta going on with these types of heroes that are hitting all at a very fast pace. So again, to make this work, you're just trying to pull off 9 or 10 tiles of ice if you're using Boral, dark if you're using Cyprian, fire if you're using Alina. And I guess I failed to mention Sif would probably work for this as well. But if you can get those tiles to match inside those 9 or 10 moves before Odin or Frigg goes off, they can probably just take care of themselves. Let's look at another example.
Another example with Frigg and Odin on the team. They got Cobalt over there, and Catelyn costume. These folks are going to be all hitting multiple targets, which makes Boral just Boral with the costume bonus an ideal attacker, even though I don't normally consider him an attacker. So I've Boral with the costume bonus. I'm not using costume Boral because he only gives 65% reflect. Oh, excuse me, 60% reflect counterattack from everybody, as opposed to regular Boral, which is 125% of the damage received. So let's see how that works. So if I can get Boral up to speed and get that special off before Odin, Frigg, and Cobalt and Catelyn go, they're going to be reflected back from 3 heroes. And we'll see what kind of damage they receive for that. Alright, so first rule of mono is don't make your connections with your tiles. Try to improve the board. And that right there is exactly why we do that. Alright, let's see if we can get an ice tile over here. Perfect. And that gets Boral off right before everybody's going to go crazy. I changed the team up from what I normally use, so that was a bit... So we got Reflect on 3 heroes, all on the right side of the board. I don't have a great way to get mana over to Odin. Cobalt and Frigg should be up to speed within the next move or two. Alright, so Frigg is going to fire now. We want green tiles on the board so she hits harder. And she just took care of herself. Now, Cobalt. He almost killed himself. And Odin just resolved himself. And that is one way to fight those heroes. Order again. Should have been Frida first.
Another reason to try this strategy, it'll get them even if taunt is protecting them from our attack. It will not protect them from the counterattack. Check this out.
Now, I don't generally go right for my color in the first move. Now, I'm tempted to do it here just because I have 2 nice stacks of ice and that'll get me charged up. But I absolutely have to take the chance at the bottom here and make the holy match, because there's the possibility I'll get a blue diamond if a ice tile falls right in the center, which it did not. But always worth taking a chance on a diamond. Alright, and we're looking pretty good on mana speed. Heimdall is going to overcharge everybody. Now, I want to try to take out Heimdall. I kind of want Krampus to go off first. So we can get his... Alright, perfect. So I want to see Krampus put the taunt on and then still have Odin and Frigg fire. Alright, so Krampus will... Oh, well. That was unfortunate. Alright, so taunt is active. Plenty of nature tiles on the board. So Frigg will hit very strong, even though she has taunt. Look at all that damage to her. So that is a way to get around taunt. And the rest of this should not be too much of a challenge.
This strategy works against top players and top teams. I'm going to show you a video here of me battling 17th globally, and I have probably 6 to 7, maybe 8 other videos of people in the top 40 that I was able to use the same technique against and win. So if it can work for me against teams that strong and players that strong, I'm confident this strategy can work for you. Again, it's just that race of tiles versus moves. Enjoy this last video. Please give me your feedback on what you think of this entire business of using the momentum of these strong heroes back right at them to take themselves out. This does not work as well, by the way, on like snipers, because they're only hitting excuse me, 1 target, and we're not sure that they would even hit one of the 3 that have the counterattack. And even if they did, it's only reflecting the power back from one attack. What makes this powerful is you're reflecting back all 3 attacks, which is also why the heroes that hit 3, they aren't necessarily gonna. You're not going to benefit using this against them as much because they're not necessarily going to hit the 3 that happen to be reflecting. The area hitters that are hitting everybody, they are going to get 100%. They're going to get all 3 attacks thrown right back at them. So again, here's the last video, Fighting Global 17. Enjoy. Give me your comments below. Thanks.